All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the last page on page 19. Last page of Unit 2, woohoo! All right, we're gonna go ahead and do Unit 2, two-unit dimensional analysis. Okay, so just like page 18, it's just now we're gonna go ahead and move on to more challenging problems, I guess you'd say. So example 5, it says change 150 feet per second to miles per hour. And you'll go ahead and use that conversion factors if needed, okay? So like always, let's go ahead and draw our table. Let's start with our first rate, I guess, right? We have 150 feet over 1 second, okay? And let's see like the conversion that we eventually have to get to miles per hour, okay? So let's go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's go ahead and cancel out feet on the bottom. Okay, and let's go ahead and try to get 2 miles. So I'm gonna say 1 mile, and how many feet are in 1 mile? So this is when you go to your conversion sheet on page 17, how many feet are in 1 mile? And that is right there, right? There's 5,280 feet per mile. So that's where I'm going to put my 5,280 feet for 1 mile. Okay. And let's go ahead. See, eventually you'll see, okay, my feet would cancel out, right? But before we do that, let's go ahead and change up some other things. Okay. So eventually when we want to go get to 1 hour, so I can go ahead and make that conversion real quick. We already have our miles up on the top, so that's fine. I want to get rid of my seconds over here, right? So then we can go ahead and say, now let's go ahead and put in our minutes. Okay. So let's say we have 1 minute. Hopefully you know how many seconds are in 1 minute. That gives me 60 seconds, okay? And then we're looking at our last conversion rate. How many minutes are in 1 hour? We have 60, right? Now we see, okay, we have our miles per hour, and now we can do multiplication across the board. We see that our feet cancel out, our seconds cancel out, our minutes cancel out, and we're left with that miles per hour, right? So then this just gives us 150 times 1 times 60 times 60 all over 1 times 5,280 times 1 times 1. And then you plug that into your calculator. Let's go ahead and go to Desmos. We have 150 times 1 times 60 times 60. That gives us 540,000 all over the 5280. Let me make that final division. That's not zeros, right? Oops. And we get 102.272727. It says, it doesn't say, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you to round to 1 decimal place. So we get 102.27 gives me 3. Okay, and that is miles per hour. And we are done. Okay, example 6, very same thing, right? It says change 186 miles per hour to kilometers per year. So again, go ahead and draw in your table. We're starting off with 186 miles per 1 hour, and we want to get to however many kilometers per year, right? I'm going to go ahead and put our 1 year on the bottom. Okay. So So I can go ahead and look at, we start off with miles, so I'm going to go ahead and create a conversion where we can go ahead and cancel out those miles right there. So if I'm looking at page 17, let's try to get to our kilometers. So how many kilometers are in 1 mile? Where is that located? There you go. Right, 1 mile is equal to 1.61 kilometers. So that gives me 1 mile, 1.61. Okay, we see that these will go ahead and cancel out. And then let's go ahead and cancel out our number of hours. And eventually we are going to get to years, so I'm going to go ahead and create days. So in 1 day, we have 24 hours. That's when our hours will cancel out. And that final conversion, right, how many days are in 1 year? 365 days. And those days cancel out. We are left with our kilometers and our year, so we can go ahead and multiply across the board. This will be 186 times 1.61 times 24 plus times 365 all over 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. Okay, so go to your calculator. I'm going to go ahead and take 186 times 1.61 times 24 times 365. That gives me, what does that give me? Woo! 2,623,269.6. That's a really big number. .6. We're left with our kilometers all over 1 year, and I'm just going to leave it like this. Okay, and you are done. So the main point of this is to always start with your table, right? Start with what you know. We knew that there was 150 feet per 1 second, and then we can use all our different conversion rates to get to the 1 mile and to the hours. Okay, same thing with example 6.